Good evening. Over the last few days, we have been following our enemies and the developments in the Middle East with a specific emphasis on the Hezbollah and Iran. At the same time, we're attacking in Lebanon every day. We have increased various patrols and from the air over Lebanon. We are attacking any threat that we identify, ready to intercept any threat real time. We know and we're expecting what could possibly happen. We are ready in every possible way, and we will act the moment we are given that order. The questions have been coming from the public. Your preparedness and your readiness of the public is very important, but at the moment there is no change in the various assessments and instructions of the Home Force Command. The moment there is any change, we are aware of anything that changes in reality. And yes, in the north, they are being attacked with UAVs, and our job is to ensure that you can go back to your homes and that your security is enforced. We want to defend the whole area. And as we saw on Saturday night, there were 12 children murdered in Majd al-Shams. So we have offensive preparedness the whole time, and we will be ready to act. We are not waiting when Hezbollah attacks. We are acting the whole time. The moment there's a threat, we remove it. We are at a climactic moment from the point of view of preparedness and readiness. We are aware of all the difficulties and the uncertainty that is growing, especially in the summer, with the various summer camps and the vacations now. So we are following the situation 100%, and we will let you know and update you. And the moment we can do so, as early as possible, we will adapt those the instructions. We will do so based on what we receive from our intelligence. We are doing everything possible in order to let the routine continue at the same time with preparedness and readiness. We, of course, will update you about anything that changes. The various Home Front Command will let you know what is happening, and the IDF. I am here during this evening and over the next few days to update you, and I will translate the situation for you exactly as it is. And for the moment, there is no change in those instructions. Yesterday, a cell of terrorists murdered an Israeli citizen and wounded seriously another one. We would like to extend our condolences to the family. We are now pursuing the terrorist. The IDF have continued actually guarding the area of the east of Samaria, and we are trying to identify and find that cell. They are fighting in Khan Yunis as well, and there are very focused and targeted attacks there, above and below ground. Last night, the division that is fighting there lost one of its soldiers to Ofer Ginsburg, and we have extended our condolences, and we will continue being along with them in their grief. And we do not forget for a moment that there are hostages being held in Gaza, and we are very troubled by their health, and of course their mental condition. And we know they're being helped in horrific conditions. All of the military entities are doing everything possible in order to try and bring them home as quickly as possible. It is our moral commitment, it is our obligation, and we will do so. This ongoing, endless fighting, we have been with everyone along the entire way, and we know what happened on the 7th of October, the horrific destruction that they actually caused. And today is the holiest of those Remembrance Days here in Israel. But we will ensure the security of every single citizen of the State of Israel on this holy day as well. If you identify launch pads that are ready to actually launch a barrage of missiles at Israel, will you get rid of them immediately? And when you're following through what is happening with Iran, do you feel that we're coming closer to what they intend to do? We are and will do anything that is necessary in order to defend the citizens of the State of Israel. And we are following everything 24/7. We are doing a surveillance with our allies from the United States. If we're talking about the Americans that have brought over not only the troops and other things, we're doing so 24/7. Will there be an early warning for the public like in April, or do we need to be prepared that might only be a siren 2 minutes before? Well, this evening especially, I've come to talk about that and the need to talk to the public and explain this complex situation. Our role is to give the public time to organize themselves. That is our role, and we're doing so 24/7. We have our finger on the pulse the entire time, but there are situations where we will be required to do so suddenly in an urgent situation, like it happened actually in the north. And by the way, that can happen every single day. But we are aspiring to achieve this kind of warning in advance. That is why we are following things so closely. Despite everything that might have been said over the last 2 weeks, we have not as yet changed those instructions given by the Home Front Command, and we will do so, and we will adapt and adjust things in accordance. Is there an assessment that Iran will attack over the next 24 hours? As I said before, we are following everything, specifically what is happening with Iran. And of course, we're not doing it alone, but with the United States and our other partners. I have not heard about this assessment, and I'm standing steadfast about what I said before. We will update the public immediately when we hear, and we will try and give a warning as early possible in advance. And vis-a-vis these reports, yes, there were a plethora of reports over the last week. So you have to remember that we have committed that we will immediately give a change to those instructions if necessary.